That's a good sound to hear.
It's so good.
It's good to be back.
It doesn't get old.
No.
Shout out, by the way, that whole intro was made in-house. So shout out to our editor.
Yeah, seriously. What a great intro.
That's fire, bro.
Hey, I got a little nervous before filming today because it was funny. The first episode, our first episode was last week. We filmed and there was no expectations, right?
Yeah.
Because it was the first episode, see how it goes. Our editor edited it in the afternoon, right after we filmed editing. Well, right after we finished filming, we all went back and did a premiere, watched it all together with the whole crew. And I thought it was just me because I was in it. Wow, this is really good. But everyone...
Yeah, there was 5 of us on the couch.
Everyone thought it was really good. Yeah. So I hope we can, uphold that standard with this episode. But welcome to the second episode of the Daily Traders podcast. I'm your host, Mark, and this is my co-host, Jack.
The Weekly Trader, Daily Trader.
The Weekly Trader, yeah. Okay. I think you know us. If you don't, we'll put our Instagrams below. Go follow him. Go follow me. First link below, okay? We are the largest, the Daily Traders is the largest trading and investing community on the internet. So we have quite the community out there. 1.2 mil on Instagram, 34K on YouTube, almost 1 million on TikTok, just about 1 million. You've got 800K, I've got 950K. And so we've got a reputation, and let's uphold that in today's podcast.
I don't really think there's any other communities that are like ours, per se. Because, you have big social media groups like the Vlog Squad, Logan Paul's team, where they're all pretty big on social media. But no one's really under the same brand. You know what I mean? We have multiple accounts under the same brand that are all big, which is really cool, and no one's really doing that, so...
Yeah, it's cool how we decided to kind of stick with obviously just changing the weekly traders, the daily traders. Hopefully we'll have a monthly traders.
Yeah.
And part of this podcast was trying to attack or approach a different media outlet. I know there's big podcast fans out there. Some people who just, love watching podcasts. Some people are into the short form content, the more TikTok type 15 to 30 second videos. Some people are into the YouTube videos. So hopefully we can draw a greater and larger audience from this podcast. I hope you guys enjoy. But we're going to have a balance of both stock talk, kind of hopefully educating and then have some fun and talk about some stories and little comedy in there as well. So, all right, we got to put this in here, a little disclaimer. We are not financial advisors. We're not allowed to give any financial advice. There's going to be a full disclaimer in the description. You can read that, but nothing we say is financial advice or should be taken as financial advice. This is purely us talking from our experience and just sharing stories.
Nice.
Okay.
Wait, real quick. You want to know who can give financial advice, though, are strippers, so...
Oh, this is going to be before the stripper bit, though.
Oh, so, all right. All right, so watch to see it.
Stay tuned for the stripper bit. All right, on with the podcast.
Speaking of stock talk, I remember before the show, you were talking about how you wanted to mention psychological versus logical trading.
Oh, we're kicking right off. Okay.
Yeah, I think we should go right into it.
Okay, yeah. So I think, trading psychology is it's a struggle with a lot of traders to master trading psychology. And with trading, you have to become a master to make money.
Yeah.
Because the odds, kicking it off with this, but...
There's so many traders out there.
The odds are against you.
Yeah, it sucks.
So first things first, you have to be able to identify your problem. Now, this is like anything in life. If you can't identify that problem that you have and catch yourself in the act of doing that problem, then you can't address it. So what I tell traders is, all right, 2 types of problems that you'll encounter, right? It's a psychological problem, which is up here, it's mental.
Emotions.
Emotional, right? And then the other problem would be an actual problem within your trading with your strategy or whatever it may be.
Technical analysis, etc.
So when you identify, which of those facets it is, you have to actually catch yourself in the act of doing it. Okay. And when you can do that, then you can say, hey, okay, I'm making this mistake. I'm going to do another act to take my mind off of whatever it is that I'm doing. I'll use an example. People who maybe snack a lot, they constantly eat. They go eat and then they eat more and they eat more and they eat more. They're trying to eat less, right?
Yeah.
Whatever. So if you could catch yourself in the act of going to the fridge and going to take a snack and say, wait a second, this is the problem I'm trying to address.
Yeah.
I'm going to now go work out. You have to fill that.
Yeah, it's like an example in trading. It's like, you see yourself entering these positions that you shouldn't enter just impulsively, right? Like there's no rhyme or reason, no logic, no technical analysis behind like why you're taking a position. So if you catch yourself like jumping into a position because you get this gut feeling, maybe that's a time for you to take a step back and say, all right, like this is an issue I'm having, and kind of putting, creating plans that you can put in place that will assure that you fix the problem. I mean, what's a famous saying? It's like, what is it like? The true definition of like insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and not expecting change. And it's the same thing with trading. It's like if you go into trading and you're losing, something's wrong, and you have to figure out why. You might have flukes. You might have What's really important too is realizing, you might have a good setup, right? Good trade, good technical analysis, good stop, and the stock just might not go in your direction for whatever reason, whether that's external or maybe you mess something up. But if you enter the trade at a good position and you exit at your stop loss, that's a good trade. That's not a bad trade per se. It's when you're doing the same thing over and over again and you're constantly losing, that's when something's wrong. And you have to
expecting a different result.
Exactly. At that point you kind of have to look within your trading, and I think that's why having like your own technique, or a lot of people call it an edge, is really important because it's consistent, right? So if you're doing swing trading, day trading, scalping, long positions, equities, options, multi-leg option strategies, right? And you're losing, you're not going to be able to decipher what is wrong with your trading. So having your own technique, your own edge, right, is super important because then it allows you to analyze what you're doing as a trader and fix that.
Yeah. No, that's a good point. And when it comes to the most successful traders out there, I said this in last week's episode, they focus on one thing and they do it really well.
Exactly.
And with trading, you have to use your strengths and figure out what it is that you're good at. And myself personally, I'm not good acting under pressure, just in general.
Yeah, so learning yourself as a trader.
And so I know that about myself, and I know that making fast decisions, moving money around quickly, which would be like scalping or even day trading, is not a personality trait that is going to help my trading. So I know that I like taking an analytical standpoint and taking my time to really develop an understanding of what it is that I'm trading. And that's why I work on like a 4-hour time frame, because I know that is my personality type, and you use your personality type to your advantage.
Exactly. And I think a great analogy for this is think about like sports, right? Think about a game of football. You have your quarterback, your running back, your wide receivers. You're a running back because you're big and you're strong, right? And you're a quarterback because you're agile. Same thing with basketball. You have point guards, like all these different positions. People are different positions because who they are as a player. And not only that, but they specialize.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like maybe like, elementary, middle school sports, you figure out your position. But once you find out your position, you stick with that.
Yeah.
That's why, Tom Brady's been playing quarterback since he's been in high school. Yeah. And it's like you specialize, because if you're jumping around doing all these positions, you're never really going to become the best. And if you want to succeed as a trader, you need to be the best, because I think it's something like 90 to 95% of traders fail, right? Mm-hmm. So if you're, cool, you're in the top 80% for 3 different strategies, but you're still going to be losing. You have to be in the top 5%, or else you're not going to win as a trader. And that's why you have to specialize and find what technique fits you as a person, and just being honest with yourself.
And you have to give yourself enough time to figure out if the problem within the strategy is yourself or it's the strategy. Now, a lot of people will jump between different strategies. They'll, try out.
And nothing's wrong with that.
No, nothing's wrong with that until you realize that, all right, I spent a month playing around with a couple moving averages, and now, a month later, I'm trying to figure out some Fibonacci retracements. And a month later, I'm reading the tape, right? You have to give it enough time to figure out if the strategy works, if the strategy works with your personality. It's called style drift, and a lot of traders suffer with that greatly because they're not giving the time needed to figure it out, essentially, which is pretty straightforward. But back to the topic that I kind of wanted to finish. Now, you know, you go to the fridge, you're hungry.
Yeah.
You go to get something to eat. All right, this is the problem. You realize, like, okay, this is the problem I'm trying to address. That's step one, okay?
Yep.
Step two, what am I going to do to fill that essentially thing that needs to be filled within yourself?
No, I think you have a good point because it actually reminds me. I read a lot of books, and one of my favorite books that I read is called Habits. And one of the main points that the book touches on is that habits don't go. Habits are only formed, but habits don't disappear. And in order to replace a bad habit, you have to replace it with another habit.
Yep.
Or else you're gonna keep doing it. Habits don't like disappear.
Yeah,
it's just like
thank you. That's what I was
this
trying
weird
to say.
psychological thing that happens in your brain. I can't explain it too well. The book explains it great. I kind of loosely understand it, but what I got was if you want to change something in your trading, you can't just say, all right, I'm going to stop doing that because you're going to keep doing it. You have to find something that replaces and prevents you from further doing that negative action that's hurting your trading.
Yep.
So
Thanks for completing my thought. That's why you're here.
Yeah, so let's look at the show notes.
Oh, I'm eyeing the gum. You're not chewing gum, right?
No, I'm not. I learned. Actually, more on the gum is, so I don't know, we could probably pull up that rage video you did on TikTok. So I don't know, you guys can watch that, but media, can you put that on?
Yeah, we had a great video last week.
And it did really well. So pretty much what he did was he picked up the monitor, slammed it. I'm pretty sure we can put in the video.
Viral TikTok video right here.
But so I saw that. I was like, oh, I have to do that. So I did the same thing. And I'm kind of created like a plan. I'm going to slam my desk. I'm going to throw my bottle. And then I ended up deciding to throw my gum. And I broke it.
You broke your gum?
I broke my gum, and I did it. And there's 100 pieces in here. This thing was full. It was like a shrapnel grenade.
You sent me that video.
It went everywhere. It was. Oh, you could probably pull up that video. We'll send that video to media.
People aren't going to get that if they didn't watch last week's podcast because we had a whole story about...
yeah, go watch. If you haven't seen last week's podcast,
gum addiction.
Go check it out.
Go check it out. Just to watch that bit.
Yeah, it's some weird context. But
Do you want a water, by the way?
Yeah, water would be great because I've been sick and I'm
struggling
struggling today.
Do we have one water?
I got another one.
Oh, word.
Yeah.
I'm feeling better, but I've been sick for a month straight.
That was stress. If I missed that, that would have been really bad.
Yeah.
That would have just been terrible. So that was a lot of stress.
I wanted to talk about, this is kind of off topic of trading, but the new update coming out, what is it, iOS 16.
Oh, yeah. You guys were talking about that.
You're going to have the ability to unsend text messages.
That is huge.
I feel like this is both a good thing and a bad thing.
Why's that?
I feel like it's a good thing because, I like misspell stuff all the time. I feel like I hate texting.
Yeah, you voice text, don't you?
I voice text.
Yeah, I noticed that.
I'm a voice texter.
You text in he texts paragraphs in 5 seconds. I'll text him yo, what's good? And he'll text me a paragraph in 5. I'm like, how did he do it? It's voice text, but it's always fucked up. There's always it's always some weird word is not right.
Well, you see,
but that's voice text.
There's always someone texting me on Slack or Discord or text message. My phone is constantly blowing up. I leave for 5 minutes and I have 15 messages I have to get back to.
Yeah,
and it's just a time thing. I only have I'm in a hurry. I'm running around. I'm doing stuff. I'm always busy. I've actually started doing the voice memos instead, which I like better because then there's no misspelled words. So I just leave a voice message. But the ability to unsend a message, I feel like people are just gonna misuse that poorly. I feel like
how can you use that poorly?
Think about well, first of all, if you have text from someone that you're planning on using in case you need blackmail.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, well, you might want to go and screenshot those. I'm just helping the audience out. No, I'm kidding. But I don't know. I think it's a good feature to have, but I also just think there's just going to be issues that come out of it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a fan because, like, I've definitely sent text to the wrong person, and it's so awkward when you send text to the wrong person.
Have you done that? I've done that, yeah.
Yeah, I've done. I did a really bad one. What did I do? It was something with, like, I was texting, it was bad. It was not good. I was texting, like, a girl, and I accidentally texted, like, my boss at work.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No, this is what I've done. I've texted someone.
It wasn't. All right. Wasn't that? Don't go there with your head. But it wasn't. It was just weird. It was just like, oh yeah, like sorry, that's not meant to go to you.
Well, no, what I've done is even worse. It's like when you're thinking about someone and you're talking about someone, and then instead of sending that message to your friend talking about someone, you send it to the person that you're talking about.
Have you done that?
I've done that.
Yeah, I've done that too.
I've done that a couple times.
Into Tinder this weekend.
We're not going to talk about this.
But it's the same thing you're talking about.
No, that was funny. That did happen.
Steak.
You see, I've got a lot going on in my brain.
Yeah.
My brain does not shut off.
Yeah, no, I know that.
Ever. And I was really hungry, and I also have this problem with going all day without eating.
Mm-hmm.
And because I'm just so busy, and I feel like eating's a waste of time. Like, I don't want to go out and find food, or I Uber Eats food, but even doing that, you still get the food, and you still have to eat it. It's a waste of, like, time. It's a waste of 10 minutes of your day. When I could be getting stuff done, I have to sit there and eat, right?
This is going to be really controversial.
Wait, let me finish my story. Okay, so I was hungry, and, you know, I like I said, I Uber Eats everything. So I went to Uber Eats some steak, and my brain was in a million places, and I typed in steak on Tinder, in the search bar on Tinder. And that was, I felt really stupid, let's just say that. And I told that just reamed me. We're going to have to cut your name, but it's fine.
Yeah.
We could put a screenshot because that was actually really funny.
Steak.
That was really funny. But.
Well, did you match with any steak?
Did I match with any steak? No, unfortunately not. Honestly, I hate Tinder. I get Tinder. I'll have it for like a couple months. I'll delete it again because I'm like, shit, I'm spending too much money on these stupid boosts. Because listen. I don't have time.
How much money?
I don't have time to go and scroll through and try to match with everyone. I don't have time to do that.
Yeah.
If you pay for a boost, the matches come to you. You don't have to do anything. You just open the app. 15 more matches. You don't have to sit there for an hour.
How much have you spent on Boost?
I've spent a lot on Boost. Just because it's like, okay, I'm out of Boost, another $60. Boost it up, come back, got some more matches, go through them.
I know, I want a number.
A lot. It's bad.
Yeah,
we're up in probably a couple grand in Boost over the last couple of years.
On Tinder, bro. There's no way.
Well, yeah.
That's bad.
But you see, it's a thing. It's like I'd rather pay that money, whatever, 60 per 10 boosts, right?
Yeah,
$59.99 per 10 boosts, than waste an hour swiping.
No, that's
time. Time is money. All right?
Time is money.
It's like with my cars. I used to enjoy sitting there and washing my cars and making them like perfectly clean. And it's like, I just don't have time to do that now. And like, that's something I'll pay someone to do.
If you just work the entire, like you have to have things that you're passionate, you know, and you have fun doing. Like you enjoy working out. You know what I mean?
I do.
So it's like, you know, you could be, I guess.
But I couldn't have someone work out for me, right? You see, that's the distinction there.
Yeah, I mean.
Things, mundane, not even mundane tasks. Just tasks that you have to do that other people could do, that you can, you know, have someone else, you pay them to do whatever, when time is so valuable and time's money. And like, I know that if it takes an hour or 2 hours for me to wash a car, within that time I could make X amount of dollars, which would way surpass, you know, what it's going to cost to pay someone to clean my car, right? Then it makes sense.
Yeah, that goes into one of my favorite quotes, and I mean it's not really a quote; it's more of just a fact.
Oh, we're pulling some quotes out.
Well, no, you've said this to me before. You only have 24 hours in a day. It's like, I think who said it? Maybe it was Tate, ironically, but I think he was talking about like you only have 24 hours in a day, and so does everyone else. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's like, you know, the billionaire next door, the homeless dude, like whatever, like everyone has 24 hours in a day, and it's like how you use that 24 hours. So whenever like, I'm sitting bumming on my phone buying Tinder boosts, I think like I could be doing something way more productive. And that's kind of like a mindset you need to get through your head, especially in trading. Like if you want to be successful in trading, you can be working on your trading game 24 hours a day. Obviously, don't do that. It's not healthy. It's not sustainable. But, when I get bored, I'm like, oh, shit, I'm not doing anything. I go in charts. I draw key levels, support demand zones.
And there's definitely been periods of time, and especially when I got into trading, I remember it was a Christmas break, and I had 2 weeks off for Christmas, and I probably got 2 hours of sleep that entire break because I was just obsessed with studying charts, trying different strategies, trading, and I went into this like kind of depression almost where I didn't realize it, but there was no balance. I was sitting on my computer all day, all night, but it takes that level of obsession to get to that top 1%.
Yeah, you have to.
It does take that. But now where I am right now is like I need to take that time to go work out, to have the balance in my life, whatever, go drive around in a car, because I know I will burn out and it's not going to be sustainable if I just go into a hole and just sit there in my bedroom all day and just trade.
Yeah, no, I think it's kind of like a fallacy. I mean, you can do that, but if you want to be successful, I think it's a fallacy that you really have to grind 24/7 to be successful. You know what I mean? It's about grinding smart.
Yeah.
And definitely, being motivated. Like, you're not going to, make $1 million only trading 10 hours a week. Like, you have to be on the market when it's open. But, yeah, I mean, it's just about focus and staying focused and sticking with one thing for a while. And that kind of plays back into the whole specialization of things. But
and it's not even just trading, like professional athletes.
Yeah. I mean, we were
all you do.
We were
to be athletes. In the top 1% of whatever you're doing, that is all you do. And when we were both doing our sports, that was all we did.
Yeah, and I think that's you see
every day after school, every weekend.
Yeah, and you see a lot of athletes who are successful people because life is essentially mindset, right? It's like what you do, and that's all controlled by your mind. And a lot of athletes have that grind mentality, and they specialize and they're focused. And because a lot of these top people who play sports started playing sports when they were, or started playing the same one sport since they were 1 year old, 2 years old, and now they're playing it in college when they're 24. It's like that's the type of focus you need. Obviously, you're not going to start trading stocks when you're 1 year old. It's really that focus, and it takes time.
Yeah.
But just be patient. You will get there.
Yeah.
Speaking of, someone actually asked me about that in my Instagram DMs the other day.
I wanted to read some.
We should. I was gonna say. I saw you swiped up, and I know you have a bunch that we didn't answer, so we should answer some of those.
I just took a poll on TikTok, and I'm like, hey, if anyone has any questions, anything, just ask me questions. I got hundreds of questions, and it was kind of fun. I answered a couple, but I couldn't get to a lot. Yeah. But I'll answer a couple more right now. This is a basic one, but I think we should just cover it. Like, this guy asked, how do I start? How do you get started I think first we should trading?
Say how we started trading, and then kind of say how you should start trading, because we did not start. I mean, you probably started better than I did. I just went full in. That's how I am. It's like, I mean, we're like very similar in the sense that it's like we move fast.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's a good thing. Sometimes it's not. Definitely bit me in the ass a little bit. But how did you start? Like, what was your first setup?
I mean, again, like I've said this story many times, started trading Bitcoin.
Yeah, but no, what was your setup? Started technically, what was your
on
platform?
A chart? Okay, So I didn't use any charts in the beginning.
Are you serious?
Other than the default chart on Coinbase. Just the little teeny chart they give you above. They've got 4 time frames. That was it.
Nice.
Because I didn't need the chart, because I was watching orders come in. Mm-hmm. Okay, I was watching.
Okay, no,
it's kind of level 2, right? Orders come in. I see a guy buy 300 Bitcoin. I was just playing those different levels, similar to reading the tape.
Yeah.
And then when I decided I wanted to try out some actual strategies using moving averages and different setups, started with TradingView, used TradingView for a while there, because I was on Robinhood and they don't have any charts, and then transitioned to TD, which obviously I still use now, and they have great charts. But if you want to get started, the best way is to just open an account. You don't even have to put any money in. Just you can paper trade. You could put you could put $100 in. Just get started. You got to start somewhere. I mean, you have to just dive into it and just know that, okay, whatever money I'm trading with, consider it gone. And then just have fun with it. Don't start out trying to make money.
The worst,
you're not going to make money.
The worst mind
trying to make money.
I had a friend text me the other day, and he said he was super excited about trading, and of course I'm gonna help out a friend, help him get started, and he said, yeah, like I'm super excited to start making money. I saw a text, I was like, oh, so I called him. I was like, listen, like good. If you want to make money, like I know you, like you're a motivated kid, you're smart, like you're gonna make money eventually, but if you're going with that mindset, it's gonna bite you. You know what I mean? Like it's not, and the mentality of I'm trading because I want to make money is exactly what's gonna not make you money.
And that's how that's how most people approach the market.
Exactly.
Or they treat it as like a lottery ticket and they think it's gonna be easy.
Yeah.
It's not how it is.
No, you have to approach it with the mindset of I want to learn how to trade and I'm gonna be good at this, and I think the biggest mindset to have while learning to trade is this is gonna take time, I'm gonna fail, but if I keep at it, I'm gonna be successful. And that's kind of like the mindset that kept me going. And I'm having like a long-term view of this whole process is really important, because in order to be successful, it takes a long time. But if you have a short-term view, you're just gonna be disappointed in yourself, and you're not gonna you're gonna end up burning out. You're gonna quit.
Someone asked favorite book and recommendation. They said it like that, not favorite book recommendation. They said favorite book and recommendation. So it's not my bad grammar. I'm just saying. No offense to this guy, but I know you like reading books. Myself, on the other hand. I buy a book. I buy about 5 books with the intention to read them, and I read about 5 pages, and then I never.
Yeah, you're not a big reader.
I'm not. No, I never have been. But I know you are. Any good books? Could you name one
Well,
book?
for stocks, I'd say
Mark Douglas has some great books. I gave you.
This one's really hard, and it took me a really long time to read because it's so wordy and technical, and it's called The Intelligent Investor by Stephen Graham.
Okay.
And the reason.
Oh,
what's going on?
Oh. I can't hear. We lost our microphones.
Oh, it's still recording.
And it doesn't sound right.
No, we're definitely like, whoa, we're back. That was weird.
Yeah, what's up? What was I even? Oh, favorite book.
I'm maxing out the RAM on my laptop. Sorry about that, guys.
Oh, no, we're good. We're back, though.
The Intelligent Investor by Stephen Graham. And the reason why I read this book was I was listening to a podcast with Warren Buffett, and he said, he's huge on reading. He says everyone should read 500 pages a day.
No,
that's not gonna happen.
I've read 500 pages in the last 6 years.
I'll read most I'll read is probably 20 pages a day. But you do that every day. It's like you're reading a book.
So
every 2 weeks.
You do read consistently?
Yeah, I have a nice little stack of books. That's why I was excited when you gave me a book. I was like, I need a new book. But The Intelligent Investor by Stephen Graham, and the whole point of that book is buy when people are selling and sell when people are buying. And they say that, right? How many times have you heard that? I'm sure you've heard that a million times. It's such like a cliche thing, but that book really helps you understand why. Like why you buy when other people are selling and sell when other people are buying, how to kind of distinguish when that's happening. So that's a great read for stocks. I definitely recommend that. It's definitely very wordy. I think it was written in like the 1940s. Because Warren Buffett's an old dude, you know what I mean?
1940s.
It was written a while
probably
ago.
Like the 60s.
Maybe the 60s.
Warren Buffett's.
They might have like a newer text version of it that.
It was 49.
49.
Yeah.
All right, that's pretty good.
That was pretty good.
Yeah.
We'll meet in the middle there because I said 60s.
All right, there you go. And then, but my favorite book, which probably inspired me a lot to kind of get into business, was, I think it was. Who's that? Robert Kiyosaki.
Yeah. He's kind of Rich Dad Poor Dad.
Yeah, Rich Dad Poor Dad. It's not the rich. I did read Rich Dad Poor Dad. It's a great book, especially for real estate. But I think it's how to start a company. And it teaches you all about corporations, LLCs, S corp, C corp, B corp, how to write off taxes, and it was very well written. It's super easy to understand. And I remember I had a business class in college, and we had a whole unit on corporations, LLCs, limited partnerships, sole proprietor, like all the
I was
different.
just gonna say that's interesting. Like in college, obviously you did that, but I was gonna say like that's stuff you never learn in school,
No,
high school.
no.
I didn't go to college, so I can't speak on.
I was a junior in high school, and I knew more about companies than my business teacher.
From reading the book.
I took a business class in my junior year of high school, and
You had that?
I literally
I didn't have anything like that.
It was so elementary. It was very
Okay.
basic. But I knew more than the business professor because of all these books I've read.
That's cool.
And I went into business management. I didn't read in college, and we had a textbook. I didn't read one page of that textbook, and I got a 98 in the class
Really?
because I already knew everything.
you're a scholar. You were a scholar.
Yeah,
You got good grades always, I feel like.
I was into my grades. I don't really know why. I was kind of just like, I never really school wasn't too hard for me, but I think it's actually really funny. I kind of stopped caring about school in college. Isn't that funny? Like I was in college, I was like, this is, for me anyways, for some people school might be really important, right? And for me, I was in college, I was like, I had a 4.0 in the first semester, and then second semester I was kind of like, I don't really care about my grades. And I just focused on trading.
Why was that? Because you're...
I just saw so much more potential in trading and real estate.
Our mics are going out. They're going crazy right now.
We'll take a little break right here.
Okay.
All right, we'll break.
And we're back. Short intermission.
Yep.
You guys, this is just ridiculous, and I need to address this. How much I'm paying for a rent to live here. It's stupid.
Yeah, want to know this is stupid? We don't have a bathroom on our floor.
Okay, we'll address both of these issues. Issue number one, paying $6,350 a month for an apartment is not all right.
How much?
$6,350 a month. What is that? I don't even know what the yearly is. Wait, is that like... It's like $72K a year. Think about the mortgage. What you could get a mortgage on. It would be like $1 million house.
Oh, more. No, it would be like...
$6,000 mortgage?
No, I think 4,000 with like 4% is normally around 2 million. So
yeah, $76,200 is yearly. That's what I'm paying for rent. That is stupid.
yeah, no, you could get like a
But
$2.2 million.
my plan, just right now, the whole real estate market's insane, especially where we live. There's nothing available. Apparently, one of my neighbors said that every one house that comes up for availability or comes up for sale, there's 44 people bidding on that house.
Yeah.
And they're going for like hundreds of thousands over ask. But within the next year, obviously after the lease expires, I'm definitely gonna start looking at buying a house or an apartment. Or
Yeah,
something.
it just makes way more sense. And even if you're living somewhere else, you can rent it out while you're paying down a mortgage. But anyways, we should go back to those responses. I like answering people's questions. See if we can find a hate one.
I hate one.
Did anyone swipe up? And
No, but I gotta keep you on topic here. We gotta address the bathroom issue.
Oh yeah.
We don't have a bathroom in the office. We literally have to go 2 floors down and use
Yeah.
their like shared.
And to make it
bathroom.
even worse, our elevator is a literal death trap.
I just thought about that. I was driving. I was driving in the elevator. I was coming up in the elevator, and it literally sounds like it's about to let go and drop you like.
Yeah, it's
4
like
floors.
it's like a ride. Like you go up and it's like, we're gonna drop, and it's like no.
It hovers
And
it makes a terrible sound.
yeah, and it like bounces, and you're like, what the? So I actually take the stairs every single day.
You take the stairs now.
Yeah, I've been losing weight.
Granted, this building, it's a really cool building. It's just a very old building.
Yeah.
But we're looking at new office spaces. We went and looked a couple days ago. We toured like 6 different spaces.
Something like that, yeah.
And there's one space I really like. And it's very expensive, okay? But it's got views of the city, views of the ocean, and it's got this big corner unit, like CEO type office, floor to ceiling windows.
And it's way bigger.
It's way bigger.
Yeah,
it's like 5 times the size.
Yeah, we can do a big team in there.
We would have a dedicated podcast studio, which would be awesome.
Yep.
Full podcast studio. Hopefully at that point we'll have a lot of podcast viewers, monthly listeners. We got to get on Spotify. Can we get on Spotify?
Yes.
We're going to be able to get on Spotify? Okay, that's great.
Perfect.
I'm working on it.
Okay.
Awesome.
Good. But yeah, we'll have, separate office spaces for everyone, big podcast studio. We're pretty cramped. Like it's getting cramped in here. It's tight.
Yeah, we we couldn't do one more person.
Because we've got myself, okay?
Yep.
We've got my assistant, our editor and videographer,
Yeah,
and then you.
yeah,
And this is 800 square feet.
yeah. It's like 200 square feet per person.
Like, it was
But
just
we're all-
me in here originally, and so, like, it was perfect for just myself. And it's fun
Yeah.
working together in this, like, creative kind of space.
No, it's super.
I love it, but we need to, have more
Yeah.
space to do
I was
other
thinking
stuff.
about the other day how like cool our team is. I mean, media guy Stellar he does a great job.
We need it. Okay,
Like-
we keep changing. I feel bad. We keep saying media guy, editor, videographer.
Yeah.
What's your official title?
Technically, I'm the digital media specialist.
Okay.
Okay, I'm not
We-
saying that.
I was gonna say yeah. Sorry.
That's my title.
I like
The
media.
digital media specialist. What should we call you? Because you're
Media.
referenced a lot in a lot of different ways, and you're just one guy, and you're doing everything. I'm saying no to that.
I like media. Just saying
Yeah, just
media.
Our media guy.
Just media. No, just like his first name's media.
I don't like.
I think it's cool.
You want to call him media?
Yeah, like media. I think it's cool.
That works.
Media. Well, media talented. Your assistant's a talented trader. You're a talented trader. Like
We have a
it's
great,
a great little area. And I put this in my notes. I wanted to talk about how like surrounding yourself with talented people who are all motivated is so important.
Yeah,
And-
it's about building a team of people that are the best in what they do.
Yeah, because if you really want to grow as a company, who you are, it's like you can only do so much. Going back to you only have 24 hours in a day. If you have a bunch of talented people that are all working together, the same goal, same mindset, like it's so powerful.
Yeah.
And I mean, we've grown the company so much in the past, like 3 months since you've brought on extra people, and
Yep.
it's huge. Like what outsourcing and surrounding yourself with the right people can do. So
Yeah.
Quick little
And
side
I
note.
used to do everything by myself.
Oh yeah,
and it's not like I'm doing less now because of everyone is because I've got people to do stuff that I was doing.
yeah,
But I'm able to focus my time on stuff that is going to rather propel the company, take the company to another level, than doing that kind of mundane stuff that has to be done to maintain
yeah. Because
where the company currently is.
if you're doing the day to day, you're not gonna be able to move forward. It's like if you're working a 9-to-5 job, you're working 80 hours a week, you're gonna have no time to work on a side hustle, right?
Yeah.
So it's like you have to outsource that work so you can actually focus on growing the company.
Yeah, no,
So-
exactly. And I'm really excited where things are headed, and yeah, we have a great group, so it's really good.
Yeah,
it's
it's super
positive. I don't think we should read any more comments. We'll save some or questions. We'll save some questions for next time.
For next
I
episode.
feel like we've covered that pretty
Yeah.
thoroughly.
So I kind of wanted to talk about something that kept me up last night.
Oh, what kept you up?
Like I did not get a wink of sleep.
Did you
And-
not really? You really didn't sleep last night?
No,
I'm just
but
exaggerating.
I'm being a little sarcastic. But no, I mean this
Sleep's important.
article that I read is very scary. I might not even show it. I don't know if we can. It's
Oh, this
pretty-
is what you guys were talking about.
yeah. It's
See,
it's-
I don't like
it
not knowing
it
about what we're going to
pretty
talk
much ensures that a market crash is imminent, and it's
Okay.
really scary to think about. Given
Okay.
it's like if you're short on the stock and it crashes, nice, you made some money, but what that means long term for the whole economy is really bad. So this article really scared me, and
about. Okay,
it
let's hear that. Let's
made me shiver.
Do I get to look at the article, or you're
I
just
don't-
going to read it?
I don't think I'm going to show it.
Show us the article. You can't say all that and then not show it.
I can't show it. It's like I don't. These people are probably driving.
What
their
is the
cars
article?
Right now.
Let me see the article.
All right, I'll show it.
This guy.
I'll let you read it.
Oh, you're gonna let. What the fuck? Okay, give me.
Just
this.
read out loud.
What? Oh, okay. It's Reddit. First of all,
Reddit is the most credible.
I don't trust Reddit.
It's up top. It's
Hang
up top.
on. I gotta continue on Safari. Okay. Okay. Do you want me to read this out loud? I don't think.
I know it's pretty messed up.
Okay. Strippers say a recession is guaranteed because the strip clubs are suddenly empty. The strip clubs are empty, so a recession's guaranteed. What? Why does this? I mean, this is a big article, or it's a big Reddit post.
Yeah.
What do you take of this?
It's messed up. You know, a lot of people use.
The strip clubs are empty.
Yeah, it's fucked up.
I
A
don't-
lot of.
I don't understand how that has any correlation.
No one. What do you mean? No one's making money.
So no one's going to the strip
So
club?
no one's blowing bands at the strip club. But listen, I use
First of all, what the fuck were you doing? How do you find that article in the first place?
that doesn't matter. Listen.
No, it matters. How do you find that article?
Listen. A lot of traders use, you know, VWAP, supply and demand, moving averages.
Now he's
very
trying to sound
popular.
smart and change the subject.
Key support levels. I use stripper input
Okay.
as a good sign for market direction and overall. So, you know, like going back to find what works for you.
Yeah.
Stripper input is probably my leading indicator to the direction of a stock.
No, that's great.
Yeah.
Let me know how that goes.
I will. Yeah. So, I just shorted the entire S&P with my entire portfolio because of that article.
Nice.
Yeah. Not really.
Great
But,
idea.
no.
All jokes aside, don't follow stripper news.
Unless you want to, of course. But,
Oh my god.
I found that on r/stock.
So you guys were just going through Reddit
Yeah.
last night. That's
Yeah,
what I'm hearing.
looking for
That's how we
some.
steam.
Yeah.
Okay.
How do you think I've thought of like half the video ideas?
Reddit. I think of the video ideas.
I have included a lot of them too.
I think I come up with the majority of the
speaking
video
of
ideas.
video ideas, I texted the Daily Trader the other day. I was golfing.
Now we're calling me the Daily Trader. You gotta pick. Are you gonna call me by my actual name or the Daily Trader?
Mark. I texted Mark, and
Thank you.
I-
I don't care. It's whatever.
so I texted the Daily Trader.
Okay, fuck off.
And I'm like, I was golfing. I was like, wow, I really love golf. We gotta do some golf content, and maybe some Mr. Beast type content. Start putting our money where our mouth is.
Like a golf off.
Yeah, maybe for a couple.
Who's the
bands.
better golfer?
Yeah.
No, that would be fun.
That would be
I
really
golfed.
funny.
I golfed this weekend,
Yeah.
but that was
How'd you
my
hit 'em?
first time back in like since this fall, and took me about. We played 18 holes. It took me like 6 holes to remember how to swing.
Nice. Yeah.
I lost
that's how it
like
is.
all my balls.
Oh,
I went
yeah.
and bought.
I
Like,
know where you-
whatever,
I know-
12 balls, and
I know.
got rid of
I
them
know
all.
where you guys golfed. I was like, oh, that because it's narrow and there's a lot of trees, a lot of woods.
Yeah,
It's definitely a good place.
that's a
to live.
tough. It's a tough course, but
Yeah.
it's fun. That's a good course. Oh, I heard your water. Like you just fully drank that water, and I heard it.
It's nodule left. ASMR.
But no, that'd be fun. Let's go golf and film some content.
Yeah, that would be cool. And speaking of content, I would like to do.
Speaking of content, you use that transition a lot. Speaking of.
It's a nice little.
No, your transitions, they're good. I'm.
Thank you. No,
Yeah.
I'm
You've
open
been-
for the criticism.
Like last week's episode, like when we watched it, like you did a really good job, like
Thank you.
getting me to talk about something else because I get stuck on the same topic.
Yeah, well,
and then I just start rambling.
there's like a fine line between like talking about a topic because you don't want to be like switching
Yeah.
topics every 5 seconds because then it's boring. But it's like talking about the right content to enough. And I think, what did we were doing something in when we did that interview in Arizona.
Yeah.
I've never heard anyone say this, but I was like, oh wow, that makes sense. We were doing the interview, and then you said, all right, I'm repeating myself now, so it's time to end.
Yeah,
And
and
I was like, oh, that's a great point.
Yeah.
It's like if you're repeating yourself, you're out of stuff to say, so cut it off. So
exactly. If I
Sure.
realize I'm saying something like multiple times,
yeah.
probably like the third time I say the same thing, I'm like, okay, that's it.
Yeah, which is exactly what we're doing right now.
It literally is. No, we
Yeah, let's look at the show notes.
we're trying to set a topic. We have show notes here, and this podcasting thing, it's fun, but it's hard to.
It's definitely people make it look easy, like
It's not
some of
that
the greats,
easy.
like Joe Rogan. But
This is number 2. This is number 2. This is
Yeah.
only our second podcast. You guys want to talk about Under Armour getting taken off of the S&P?
yeah, I just kind of
You want
want
to speak on that? Under Armour, like the stock Under Armour, is no longer part of the S&P 500. What is the significance here?
I didn't really. What was the stock that got put? What was the stock that got put on? They replaced Under Armour with like another.
Yeah, obviously
Dr.
that's how it
Pepper,
works.
Keurig. So they replaced the market cap of
Really?
Keurig exceeded that of Under Armour. So S&P 500, top 500 companies, right? So they had to switch it out. And what was interesting was so a lot of funds, right? They have to trade. A lot of these funds are based around the S&P 500. So I think you saw Keurig. We could probably pull up the chart right here.
Oh, we're gonna start pulling up charts now.
Yeah, we might.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Here, we might want Dr. Pepper. I don't even know I don't know the ticker symbol.
I was gonna say, are you really just typing in Dr. Pepper?
Oh, fuck. It's right there.
Did you find it? What is it? What's the ticker?
It's
Everyone,
I'm just gonna
you
look
realize the audio listeners, I was gonna say viewers, audio listeners are just gonna be like lost at this point.
We have to sometimes, whenever we refer to something, we have to explain it if there was an audio.
Yeah.
If there's an audio only listener.
Exactly.
Some
It's,
podcasts are really good at doing that.
yeah.
Others are really bad
It was.
and just forget about
What's the
audio
ticker symbol?
listeners.
Oh, all right.
Don't worry, audio listeners. I'm watching it for you.
I remembered. It's KDP. And it was interesting because look, joined the S&P.
Wow.
And a lot of
Well, that's kind of expected.
yeah. Well, it made sense.
What was
because
that gap up? So we're looking at the audio viewers. We're looking at the chart. Okay.
Left click.
The Dr. Pepper chart.
Oh, here we'll go.
And
Where's the ruler?
once the announcement came out that they were getting added to the S&P 500, the chart has a big, big green candle. Okay.
Here.
Which spans a total
I don't
length
like
of percentage, please.
It went up 10%.
10%.
Yeah.
Since then has pulled back.
Well, it makes sense because it's definitely pulled back
about half.
Yeah, about half. But it makes sense because you have a lot of these hedge funds trading the S&P because that's what they base a lot of their gains off, right? And it's the hedge fund didn't even beat the S&P. What the heck? But a lot of these they're invested in the S&P because biggest 500 companies. So a lot of them are forced to buy equity.
So how does the listener right now take this to their advantage? How do you take this information?
Well, I think
if a stock gets added to the S&P 500,
I think if you're able,
is it on the announcement? It does that, like.
I kind of read about it like right as it was happening. So I mean, unfortunately, it moved after hours because I think they announced it at like 5 Eastern time.
That's what I was gonna say.
So it's stuff like that that's super hard to know, right? And you can't like beat yourself up like
that would be insider trading. I don't think anyone knows that. No one would know.
I mean, unless you got the guys who are trading at huge funds with hundreds of millions of dollars that get the news the 100th of a second it comes out that can get on that. But it's like as a normal retail trader, right? You got to play into what your advantage is. And actually, that kind of plays into a podcast I was listening to, and they talked about how, it wasn't a podcast; it was an interview with like this really successful trader, and he was talking about he was an institutional trader, right? And he was talking about how institutional traders are at such an advantage at day trading.
Oh yeah,
because their software is so much faster. They have the news before it even hits
they just
the
have
media.
Bots that trade for them.
They have all these like high frequency algorithms that are. So it's like you can't beat an institutional trader when it comes to day trading. I mean, you could trade with them and be profitable, but it's like if you
couldn't even trade with them even if you have like a hotkey setup. The amount of time it takes you to move your finger from one key to the next, everything's in a split, instant, like millisecond with their algorithms.
Like they're getting the best bids. They're selling at the best. And
they're
controlling.
They're controlling
Yeah.
price movement.
So that's
because they have so much.
I do like the day trade
to a certain degree,
right? I do like the day trade, and one thing I've been doing is figuring out how to day trade with institutional traders. But it's and kind of research. And that's why I was listening to that interview. But anyways, he talked a lot about how you can't, if you really want to become a successful trader as a retail trader, one of the best ways to do it is swing trading. Because they don't really have much of an advantage when it comes to larger time frames, like the daily, the 4 hour, right?
Yeah.
They're just trading these like little moves in the market with hundreds of millions of dollars, which are moving the market intraday. Okay. So it's like that, that's something that can play into, it's like, the institutional traders are these big running backs, right? And you're this, skinny dude who you're not going to be, you're not going to play defense. You're going to be quarterback, right? It's like figuring out who you are as a person, how big your account is. Like that plays into what we were talking about earlier. It's like you don't try to beat something you can't beat, It's like if you can only be on your computer for an hour a day, don't day trade.
Yeah, don't try to day trade.
Exactly, because you're going to do is you're going to force yourself to enter positions. It's going to be bad. If you can only trade for an hour a day, maybe long-term investing is for you. Holding equities over long periods of time.
Do you have any long-term plays?
Right now, no.
No, but do you have any?
I did, yeah. I was long on like Apple, a few ETFs, but right now, no. It's just like the market's so volatile. I don't want to get burned until I start seeing actual confirmation of some type of market reversal, then maybe I'll start thinking about trying to get into some larger cap companies at a discount.
long term, yeah.
Exactly. You know,
What about crypto? Like, are you just
I'm out.
ride and die?
I held about, I think it was like 100 grand Bitcoin. I sold all that 3 months ago. Thank God.
Okay.
And then I'm waiting to buy back in. I mean, we were talking about it earlier. We were trying to
Yeah.
buy back in to crypto. I'm not huge on the whole meme coins like Sheeb and Doge.
I threw like 30 grand into like a bunch of just shit coins.
Are you serious?
Oh yeah, how did that go?
Yeah. How did that go? That's a great question.
Yeah. What do you think?
That went shit. That went to like, I don't know, literally a couple grand.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's tough.
It was brutal. It was
Yeah.
last.
But I mean, you didn't.
Around this time last year, I think, is when
Yeah, it was. Because remember, that's when we started editing episode 0.
Yeah, it was around this time last year.
That's funny.
Literally exactly. I put 30 grand in the shit coins. and
Did
that
you
turned into,
were
like,
you
nothing.
were you green at any point?
I was okay. The most I had in that portfolio, I think, was like 39,000 at one point.
Yeah. Okay.
Got up there to 40-ish. But that's
should
not-
have sold.
I know, but no, it's like that
No,
wouldn't
it's-
have been worth it. Like I was like, all right, this 30 grand, obviously, I was fine.
Yeah,
I was fine with
you were
losing.
looking to make like 4,000%.
I was yeah.
Yeah.
I was trying to turn that 30K into realistically like a couple hundred grand because I had a friend who had just done that. And I'm like, all right, can't be that hard. I had like probably 80 to 90 different coins. It was 86 different coins.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's kind of like, but you went into that trade with the expectation that you could either
That was a
make ton of
lottery
money-
trade. That wasn't.
or
That
lose
was
it.
just like, all right, 30 grand, whatever. Throw
Yeah.
it in here. Don't look at it. See how it goes. Like that.
Yeah, you were going in that
It was a
trade
lottery
with,
trade.
you know, you weren't expecting to make a ton of money. So it's like you were realistic with how you were trading.
Yeah, I was. I mean, I definitely wouldn't say I like felt like I definitely knew I was gonna lose most of that money or I wouldn't have taken.
Yeah,
the trade at
obviously.
all. But I was like with any form of investing, like I'm always prepared to lose 100% of what I'm investing with, and if I'm not, then I won't invest with that money.
Yeah.
And I am able to take those risks and risk like 30 grand because like I've gotten to that point. But like a couple years ago, would have I done that? No.
Yeah. No.
But the more bankroll, you start to build up your bankroll, and it makes everything easier when it comes to like trading, investing. Like you can take bigger risks,
Right.
you can push your portfolio, and at the end of the day, like everyone's like, oh yeah, if you, if you're fine mentally with losing 100% of what you invest with, then you're gonna remove all the emotion, and you'll be trading just based on the chart, not focusing on your actual dollar value, your P&L, right?
Totally.
Well, at the end of the day, everyone's still gonna care about that money they're trading with.
Yeah.
No matter what, a little bit of you is still gonna be attached to that money. But the only thing that truly makes it easier to fully detach from that money you're trading with is the more money you have, because it becomes less
Yeah, it's less significant.
meaningful and less significant. So yeah, 30 grand down the drain. Unfortunate, but
It happens.
that's the end of that meme coin fun.
Yeah, but it's like when you trade more and more, you kind of get used to losing in a sense that if you lose, because when I remember I think we touched on this last episode, but it's like learning how to lose. You gotta learn how to lose, because and being okay with that risk, because that totally plays into how you're gonna. Because if you're trading to make money, we talked about this earlier. It's like you're not trading for the right reasons. You're not trading charts. You're trading a P&L, and you're just gonna trade off emotion, and that's a lottery. You might as well just go gamble.
Yeah, no, that's a good point.
But I think this pretty much does it. For this
Yeah, I was
episode.
gonna say we're starting to repeat some stuff.
Yeah, I kind of just recapped everything we talked about.
No, but that was good. I feel like this was a fun episode.
Yeah,
Couple
this one-
stories, more
Educational.
educational for sure.
I liked it though. It was fun.
So I hope you guys learned something.
Mm-hmm.
I hope you will continue watching. And we do post a YouTube video every week, a day in the life. It covers one day of my life every week as a full-time day trader, which is fun to film.
Yeah,
And,
you might see.
it's interesting.
You might see that golfing content that we were talking about.
Yeah,
in
so
that YouTube video.
maybe you're just a podcast person, which is fine. But if you want to check that out, go check it out. It's on the same channel, on our YouTube channel, at The Daily Traders. And yeah, don't forget to follow us on Instagram, The Daily Traders, The Weekly Traders. If you're interested in learning, I haven't even plugged the offer we have. I have a mentorship. We have a mentorship, right? And we will teach you how to trade in the stock market. You're going to get access to the same system that I use to make 7 figures in the that I have used to make 7 figures in the stock market, right? Yeah. And you'll also get access to copy my trades. So this year I'm up like 220, 230% on my trading callouts. So if you don't have the time to spend to learn, the time to take to learn, to trade, then you can just copy my trades.
Totally.
And I hope you guys did enjoy. And with that said, we will see you all in next week's episode.
Awesome. That was fun.
All right.
Thanks for watching. Bye.